then this new calling came from the Amazon rainforest and indigenous people, and it didn't make any sense to me at all. So I just had to face the fact that maybe there's a second journey here for me. So the indigenous world, with so many dimensions of the spirit world, that wasn't focused on the material world, but was really rooted in the call of earth wisdom, became something that I realized was part of who I actually am and who we all are, frankly. And I started to feel the accuracy, the integrity of that relationship with the natural world and all forms of life as we began to work with the indigenous people of the Amazon. So when we first encountered them in the first meeting, they said very clearly something that's a famous indigenous quote, that if you're coming to help us, even though we invited you here, if that's all you're coming to do, don't waste your time. But if you know somehow your liberation is bound up with ours, then let's work together. And they said, yes, we need your support to understand the modern world, to understand money, to understand the governance, but we also ask you to do something else. All of this will not be resolved until you go home and change the dream of the modern world. Bring forth a new dream for humanity, an environmentally sustainable, spiritually fulfilling, and socially just human presence on this planet. But always, in the early years of Pachamama Alliance, we were haunted by how do we start to change the dream of the modern world. It's such a daunting task, but we knew that that's where the dangers to the rainforest and all other ecosystems were coming from a dream that's actually a trance of more of everything, of that we are placed on this earth to take, to consume, to take whatever we need. And that trance has gotten us in a lot of trouble, and it's inaccurate. The indigenous people are not in that trance. They see that we're caught in it. We need to get ourselves out of the trance. This thing called human supremacy, which we're naming because we realize that all the supremacies, white supremacy, male supremacy, all of these supremacies originate in this root called human supremacy, that we have dominance over everything, is such a arrogant misunderstanding of who we are. Every form of life, including our own, is here to contribute to the flourishing of all life. How to get out of this is everybody's quest. It's the great quest. It is the hero's journey. But now it's a human quest. You know, many people are engaged in the way you are, the way I am, the way the people who play the game are, in turning it around and finding their way to a much more authentic life. You know, I don't have a formula, but at the Pachamama Alliance, what we're exploring is how to find ways to release us from this mindset of dominance and human supremacy and competition. And, you know, so much of it is embedded in our economic system, our political system, our education system, our health. Everything is embedded, all these signals and rewards and incentives, as you say. And to step out of that is really, really hard. But one surefire way to begin is to get deeply engaged with the natural world in ways that are humble, that calm down and begin to dislock the hubris of our species, to recognize that we are one of millions and millions and millions of species of immense intelligence on this planet. Indigenous people never bought into human supremacy. They never went there. And they live in a way of being that is a constant listening to and relating to all the different forms of life. We're very big on community, and I think you are too, Anilos, that community is really vital now, to be in communion with everyone on planet Earth and all forms of life, but to create communities of practice so that we learn from each other and fall more deeply in love with each other and with life, and turn our attention to the true game of life, the one that you're so beautifully designing and creating